ladies and gentlemen, from the four corners of the world to the four corners of this ring, let's get ready to rumble!
Boxing store.
Best store in Europe. Boxing gloves, boxing shoes, shorts, anything boxing. Just started a Muay Thai line, martial arts, MMA, anything combat-wise.
They've got it all, so shop online or in store.
Champs Boxing Store is your people.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching or listening to this, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Bell, proudly sponsored by Champs Boxing Store. Now, this week we're joined by Evers Matt. Hi, Matt, how you doing?
Hello, you all right, mate?
Yeah, how was your birthday last week? Good?
Yeah, mate, it was all right. It's not the same anymore, is it, when you're a kid? You just don't really do much.
This week we're going to be discussing the weekend's events with Joyce Vs Parker. Eddie Hearn is suing Jake Paul, and we'll find out why. And we'll discuss, will the AJ Fury fight happen? Please remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified when new episodes go up. And please reach out to us on our socials. So, Matt, Parker versus Joyce. What a war, eh?
Mate, do you know what? I say that it's on par with, like, Fury and Dillian, you know? Like, yeah. My God, is Parker resilient? Like,
I think, sorry to interrupt, I think as well, because it was sort of low expectation, it sneaked under the radar. The fact how good it was made it even better.
Yeah. I've always said that is a good 50-50 fight. Yeah. But I just personally think it was the wrong time for Parker. Like, he's coming out the other side now. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not been horrible, but he might be on his way up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think Joyce. I think the game plan weren't great. Yeah, I think that Parker, to be more successful, and when he did do it, he caught him with, is catching him off the counter. Keep moving your head and get move and punch him off the counter. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I think would have been a better game plan.
Yeah, because we've always known that Joyce, people have called him a robot because he can take shots after shots, but he showed his boxing skills as well on Saturday night. Do you agree with that?
Not really. I personally think he showed a lot of composure in the earlier rounds of the fight. But I think he's slow. I think he's one of them fighters, right? That he can be slow. Yeah. You know what I mean? He can be slow because you can see it coming, but there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Well, yeah. As we know, he won by a knockout. So let's take a look at the knockout, and you can talk us through it.
Parker's pretty knackered here, to be honest. He's barely holding on. That front hook was absolutely lovely shot out on his feet, but Parker was just exhausted. Do you know what I mean? Like, he was absolutely knackered, probably from the sixth. So like there's only one outcome that's going to happen. I've been there and done it myself. I'm knackered. I've been caught with one. I'm going to sleep. Do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, it was a lovely left hook from Joyce. And good night, Vienna, to Parker.
As you said, Parker was knackered. Do you think that's from the work that Joe put in the earlier rounds? Does that happen? Because we hear about on commentary and stuff saying you've got to put the body work in or the headshots, and it does tire someone later on. Does that actually? Do you think that was a lot of the reason why he got knocked out in the 11th?
I personally think he started too quick from the first round.
Yeah,
I think that he was doing well in the first 2-3 rounds. Parker was, and he just started too quick. It's a 12-round fight at the end of the day. You need some left in the tank, and the pressure that Joyce was putting on Parker, it's going to knacker you out even more. Do you know what I mean? So I think that Parker started too quick. He should be moving his head and then throwing the shots off the counter. So I think he done it later in the fight and hit Joyce with a lovely uppercut. It was beautiful. Yeah, Joe Joyce has absolutely made of granite. Like you're going to be struggling to knock him over. But yeah, like he should have been moving his head, taking off the counters, moving off him, making Joyce chase him. Really, that's the way he should have done it and caught him on the way in. He should have been doing more work on the inside. Joyce is a big guy. Do you know what I mean? Like I've seen him in real life. He's an absolute man mountain. Like he should have been head on the chest, working the body, moving and rolling under the hooks, and making him pay for it. That's what I see that night. But listen, I'm open to any other opinions. Contact us on our socials. Do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, that's what I see.
After that fight, people now saying Joyce is the third best heavyweight, or some are saying the second. Do you agree with that?
Apparently, he's the fifth.
Fifth.
Yeah, fifth.
Well, Queensby are saying they've got the second best heavyweight because obviously they've got Fury, and they're saying that Joyce is now their second. Do you think he could hand with Usyk and your Joshua's and your Furies, or do you think they're miles ahead?
I think Usyk and Fury are miles ahead. I think he's going to really struggle with them because their boxing brain is just unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? Like they're so adaptable. Like I think Joyce beats Joshua.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Joyce could knock him out. To be honest.
Do you think Joyce could beat White?
This is what I've been thinking about. You know, like I think that would be a great fight. I think that could be the next step for Joyce and White. I think that would be a great fight.
It's just really good at the moment because other than Usyk, every name we've just mentioned there is a British heavyweight. The boxing heavyweight scene in Britain is unbelievable at the moment. The amount of matches that could happen. Why do you think the changes happened from? I remember being a kid, it was all about the Americans and they were the heavyweight scene, and now we're the British heavyweight scene. Do you think it's because boxing's evolved in the country and more people want to get into it at a younger age, so therefore we're producing better heavyweights? Do you just think it just swings in roundabouts? A couple of years the Americans again.
It's just swings and roundabouts. You're always going to have that challenger, no matter where in the world you are. You know what I mean? Like at the moment, the heavyweight out there that I've seen is the only one capable. I might be wrong. Is Wilder. I can't really see anyone else. I think Wilder's eaten a massive bit of humble pie. I think he's capable to go the whole way with this new attitude and new Deontay.
Do you think though Tyson's his boogeyman? So like he's beaten already when he gets if he ever was to step in the ring again with Tyson, because you replay in your head what's happened to you in the past. So already, do you get what I mean? You know when you know something's dangerous or something, you're a bit nervy even before. Like with me, I'm scared of spiders. I know this is like completely off of boxing, but I'm scared of spiders, but I'm the only one in the house who can get rid of them. So when I know there's a spider and I get called to the room, I'm already nervous before I enter the room to pick up the spider. Do you think Wilder would be nervous entering the ring to face Fury again after what has happened in the past? Do you reckon that would come into it?
Listen, no matter what fight you're in, you're going to be nervous. You're going to have that little bit of fear. You're going to have that little bit of nerves. If anyone says that they don't, they're lying. You know what I mean? Or there is something seriously wrong and you might need to. Like, I think, like, Fury, listen, there's no reason to fight Fury again. He's 3 fights up. Or 2 fights up. He should be really. there is no reason to fight Fury again. So the only way now is to overcome that and get on with your career.
But do you reckon if Wilder gets himself in the scene and Fury becomes undisputed, so holds all the belts, and he wants them belts, he's going to have to fight Fury again? Or do you think he's sitting back to wait for Fury to retire?
I personally think after Fury wins all the belts, he will retire.
Yeah, so that won't be an option for Wilder again.
Not really. Not really. I wouldn't mind watching Joshua and Wilder, you know, because it's a battle of the backhands. Whoever lands the backhand first is going to sleep.
But do you think Joshua now he's too corporate? So really, because he hasn't really since Ruiz really, I know he gave him a masterclass on the way back. He hasn't shown the hunger that he used to have. He doesn't seem like his actual ring work is what he cares about. He's more about bringing the money in and the eyes to whatever channel he's working for. So do you think he's lost that hunger?
I don't think he's lost the hunger. I just think where he was the unified world champion for such a long time, he's been sussed out.
Yeah.
Like, of course, like when there's going to be so much coverage of a champion, of a unified champion, that you're going to get sussed out anyway. It happened to Lomachenko. It happens to all of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think that people do blame Joshua for maybe losing his hunger. I don't believe that. I think that the opponent has studied and worked Joshua out.
Away from the heavyweight onto promotion side of things now. So Eddie Hearn is suing Jake Paul for comments against Matchroom and judge fixing. Let's take a look at the clip.
Because he made some extremely damaging and defamatory comments about us, me, our business. He accused us of corruption. He accused us of bribing judges. And it's absolutely outrageous comment. I mean, you know, and this isn't YouTube. You know, we're talking about big corporate businesses that comments like that in the open space will do considerable damage to. And I don't like lawsuits, but at the end of the day, I'm not having it. So he'll have to answer to these. The case has been filed now, and we'll leave it in the hand of the lawyers.
Right, so that's what Eddie had to say. He's now filed the lawsuit against what Jake's saying. Do you think he should be suing Jake Paul? Do you think what he's saying about the corporations and the sponsors taking a defamatory claim like that seriously, do you think they would take it seriously from a YouTuber like Jake Paul?
Listen, like anyone that wants to start throwing things like that about, they deserve to get sued. Listen, right, Jake Paul is getting too big for his bloody boots. He is. I don't, as we know, I'm not a massive fan of this YouTube boxing stuff. Yeah, if you're gonna claim yourself to be a professional boxer, yeah, then you've got to go the right routes. Yeah, and he's not going the right routes. He's using his celebrity status as to do what he wants to do. All right, so now he's getting a bit too big for his boots. So I agree with Eddie. Yeah, go ahead, sue him. You know what I mean? If he's bringing your company down, that's like me. If you own a company and I went, Lee, your company's shit, you're going to be like, oh, you, fuck off, I'll sue you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, of course it is. It's the same as an everyday world.
But do you think the corporate sponsors that would listen to Jake Paul? Because Jake Paul's the first person to directly say Matchroom are bribing judges, but there is, over the years, and I know people get jealous of each other, that there has been little rumblings that Eddie has not done the right things. John Fury used to shout a lot about Matchroom not doing things correctly. So do you think there's a bit of substance to what Jake's saying, or do you reckon he's just trying to shout loud because he's trying to get the eyes on himself?
Listen, we all know, like, boxing can be a little bit dodgy.
Yeah.
We all know that. Why are you shouting about it? You know what I mean? That's what it is. Some of these fights. Look at the Jack Catterall and the Taylor fight.
Yeah.
That's dodgy. You know what I mean? Like, get over yourself. You're only doing it just to put yourself in a bloody limelight. Do you know what I mean? Like, Yeah, I agree with Eddie soon.
And the last topic. So last week we said the AJ Fury fight's on. Then obviously the Queen died and contracts were waiting. Contract finally gets sent over to Joshua's team. Eddie saying it's not in the format. Tyson's given till Monday. So we'll make a disclaimer. We're filming this on Monday afternoon. Tyson's given to the end of Monday to sign, or he's saying the fight's off. Let's check out what Eddie had to say about this.
But not Tyson Fury, because he couldn't make up more excuses. I mean, I think the public are starting to see through it now, in all honesty. Like, we're meeting with Queensberry. We've been on the phone every day. We've been on Zoom calls, contract. We've got a meeting on Monday. We're nowhere, let's say nowhere near. We ain't signing the contract on Monday. Tyson Fury says he's walking away if we don't sign on Monday. We'll see if he's true to his word, because if he does, he's letting everybody down, and he never wanted the fight in the first place.
Do you think Tyson will walk away by the end of tonight if the contract's not signed?
Yes.
Do you think then Tyson's never wanted this fight then? Do you think this was all just smoke and mirrors again?
No. I think that he wants to fight. Of course he wants to fight because they want the best of British. I'm not holding my hopes up on it now, to be fair. I think he does want it. I personally don't think Joshua wants it.
Yeah, I was about to ask that because they both come out the other week saying, yeah, all the terms have been agreed and all that stuff. But then Eddie's saying the format of the contract weren't right, so it's with the lawyers. And that's why they're not saying yet. But if the terms have been agreed and the terms are in the contract, what does it mean that the format's not right? It seems hard to understand. And obviously, they're not going to discuss the terms of the contract fully with the public, but it doesn't seem right that both boxers are saying the agrees are termed. Queensberry is saying the initial terms have been agreed, but then Eddie's saying the format's not right, so we're not signing it yet. It doesn't add up at the moment.
No, and it won't ever add up. I think Joshua's ducking Fury. I think that maybe it's too soon since Usyk. Listen, because let's face it. If he loses against Fury, who else has he got to fight? Wilder, which ain't got nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't. He's pretty much done.
Do you think it's Joshua or his management team? Because you're an ex-fighter, so as a fighter, you want to fight anyone in anything. Yeah. Eddie's come out and said that they wanted him to have 2 fights before probably Tyson, but the opportunity come along, that's why they initially agreed. So do you think the management are advising AJ it's too soon? Or do you think it is actually Anthony Joshua?
I don't know. I really don't know. Obviously, Joshua's got the final say.
Yeah.
Joshua's got the final say on the yes and no. So it does come back to Joshua, I suppose. I never really dealt with like contracts and things like that as a fighter. Obviously it'll fall back onto the fighter, right?
Do you think it's fair Tyson putting the pressure on? Because it did take Tyson 8 or 9 days to actually send over a contract, and in a way he's give Joshua 8 days and say, if you don't sign it now, then I'm walking away. Do you think that's fair?
Listen, if you're happy with the terms, and why not sign it? Why not sign it? Like, if you're not happy with things, then fine, don't sign it. But if you're saying you're happy, Eddie's saying Joshua's happy, then why is it not being signed? So 8 days is actually long. Like Fury said this morning, he went, it took me 24 hours to sign a contract with Wilder because I just wanted to kick his head in. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, so why ain't Joshua doing that?
Because it's right what Frank's been saying over the weekend. If Joshua was to turn it down and then went through the route of getting himself built back up there, he'd only get 20% if it becomes a mandatory. So this is Joshua's best way of getting the opportunity to fight Tyson and for the highest amount of money. So it seems weird that it's not signed yet. As of today, because obviously things could change in the next 8 hours. We're talking about as we're recording this now.
Yeah. So I'm not holding my hopes up, Lee. I'm really not. I feel like the heavyweight division's getting a little bit boring.
Yeah. Because all it seems like is just talking about this match, talking about that match, but nothing seems to be happening.
It's like all fart and no poo.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'm getting bored of following it. There is one bit of news that I'm excited for, and we spoke about it over the weekend.
Yeah.
Is Shakur Stevenson.
Are we allowed to say?
Yeah, so like Shakur Stevenson is moving up a weight. Don't know what's happening there on the belt situation, but our very own Archie Sharp is ranked number 1. So let's sit and hope.
If Shakur vacates belts, the belt should automatically go to Archie, or Archie should at least get one fight for a chance to win them. Is that how it works?
So it makes sense if, like, Shakur's vacated, then the belt becomes vacant and 1 and 2 should fight, right?
No, that does make sense. Is that what usually happens? Because obviously I don't understand.
Usually, but yeah, we'll just see what happens. We'll just sit and hope. Like, I really do hope Archie gets it, because obviously his family's, but he deserves it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That man is the biggest, hardest worker there is out there. Do you know what I mean? So I think I really do hope behind the belt is completely behind Archie. Let's just hope he gets it.
100%. RCR definitely behind Archie, and fingers crossed that something happens and we can bring some more news over the next coming weeks. Well, Matt, thanks for your time this week.
Thanks, mate.
Take it easy. We'll speak to you next week.
See you later on, mate. Take it easy.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, from the 4 corners of the world to the 4 corners of this ring, let's get ready to rumble!
Boxing store.
Best store in Europe. Boxing gloves, boxing shoes, shorts, anything boxing. Just started up a Muay Thai line, martial arts, MMA, anything combat-wise.
They've got it all, so shop online or in store.
Champs Boxing Store is your people.